There's a great quote, I believe it's attributed to Benjamin Franklin, and it goes like this: "Those who would give up freedom for security deserve neither freedom nor security." You can't have security and freedom. The very nature of freedom means you have to take a risk. You have to be vulnerable. You have to be open to new frontiers. There's no such thing as freedom in a cage, and that's what security is. Many of us have been raised in environments by maybe even what's referred to today as the helicopter parent, where they hovered over us all the time. I wasn't raised in this, and I did not raise my children this way, but I watched a lot of my co-parents, as we were raising children together, hover over their children. So many of you, I'm sure, had helicopter parents, and you couldn't help but to start to become sort of paranoid and seek safety. And of course, inherent in the feeling of seeking safety, because at the end of the day, somewhere in our being knows that there is no such thing as security. But when we seek safety and security, and we know we can't have it, what happens? Anxiety, insecurity, nervousness. These are the result of not understanding that taking risks, stepping into the unknown, making that leap of faith is where you find freedom.
Choosing security is also a cause of many regrets in life. Bronnie Ware, a palliative care nurse, she was taking care of the patients in their final weeks, and she was collecting insights about their regrets in life and published them in her book, The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying. The most common regret that was named was, "I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me." The other common regret was, "I wish I'd had the courage to express my feelings." As you see, both of those regrets are directly linked to the fact that they didn't take an action. There were also a lot of studies in this field, concluding that people tend to regret about something they didn't do, rather than something that they did. But why there is such a huge gap between the regrets about action and regrets about inaction? Researchers often mention two. The first one is the fact that if you take an action and something goes wrong, you still, in a lot of cases, will be able to reverse the negative consequences of the action, or you will be able to fix it to some extent. But when you don't take an action, you are unable to undo the failure to act. The second one is about how our brain works. Our brain is much better at rationalizing the mistakes of action rather than mistakes of inaction. So based on this data, it seems if we will be taking risks, we will be living much more fulfilling lives with less regrets.
I was young and dumb, and I took a lot of bad risks that I look back at and go, oh, I wouldn't take that risk. Because a lot of the risks I took put my freedom at risk. It wasn't so much a matter of taking a risk so I could be free. It was taking some dumb decisions that really risked my freedom, either through prison or death or whatever it might be. Fortunately, I survived my youth, but what I came out of my youth with was this understanding of risk, this risk tolerance, this ability to understand I was going to fail and be okay with it, accept my failures as my friend, as something that was going to make me understand life better. You know, experience is exactly what you get right after you needed it. So if you want to become experienced, if you want to become some form of wise, if you want to become someone who can contribute and help other people, you're not going to do that within a cage. You have to step out and take chances and fail. You have to step out and make yourself vulnerable and get hurt. You have to step out and take those risks so that you can have the opportunity to be free. There is no such thing as freedom in a cage. And if you're putting yourself in a cage, if you're making decisions, calculated decisions that will avoid any pain, then I promise you're living in a cage. Take the leap of faith. Make that jump into the unknown and see what you become. We're all stuck in the matrix. It's your job to find your way out. I hope what we share helps. Have a great day.